Ooh, it is a very nice day. It's currently in the afternoon and I had just had lunch. So I'm feeling a bit drowsy, but not enough for me to not be able to continue being in front of this podcast again and again. And I feel so grateful that I'm able to be here with everyone who is listening in, ready to grow yourself and become better people, better humans, more better humans. I guess that is something that I will talk about in the future in terms of how and where this research thing is going. Because at the start of all these episodes, I was saying that, I'm going to go on this big adventure to go and create this huge research project, make these videos, and also build this community and so on and so forth. But I also talked about how attainable it will be if the goal isn't so time bound within a short span of time. It should be something like 5, 10 years later on rather than 6 months, 3 months, try to achieve all these things at once. Because if I'm looking in the very short term, it realistically will not happen because I do not have enough information that I can absorb into myself. And it just is what it is. A lot of people give up because they spend so much time trying to race towards this thing that they know will not be attainable, but they still want to try and they give up on themselves. They lose a lot of confidence and have a lot of self doubt throughout the whole thing, and they confirms it at the end with the self doubt that they are not capable of everything. And we don't want to run into that kind of thing, and which is why I didn't want to run into that kind of thing, which is why I wanted this whole thing to just take it slow and just make the videos, put it out there while I continue going on forth with the plan of creating the other videos so I can put off in the world. And that's what I did. Something that I want to just throw in there is that I might talk about this and show you guys in the future, but I have this Excel sheet where it's just 10,000 squares. And the reason for the 10,000 squares is similar to talking about you mastering something using the 10,000 hour rule. 10,000 hours wasn't really scientifically proven. It was just something that someone, you know, pinpointed and said, like, okay, this is more than enough time for you to do a skill, if I remember correctly. And I took that idea and created an Excel sheet with 10,000 over squares cells. And the reason for this one is that I told myself that I will not quit making the videos that I want to based off the number of views, the people who disagree with what I create and put out into the world, the different things that I put out into the world in terms of perfectionism, if this is good enough, is that good enough, that kind of thing. All of this will be overridden by the 10,000 cell wall. I can call it like a cell sheet. Oh yeah, cell sheet. This cell sheet is to remind me to not focus on this one particular video. Each cell represents one video. And every time that I post a video, whether it's a short, reel, podcast, anything, I can check off one square, one cell. And this really motivates me because I'm looking every time I figure out that I'm stressing over this one little minute detail inside this video, saying this thing a little bit wrong inside a video, whether I'm flubbing my lines or I don't think that I said really the right thing, or I might be thinking that someone will look at this particular set of words that I'm saying together, string them together, take them out of context and say like, this is what he said, therefore this is him in totality. And it's like, no, that's not really me. I don't have to fight that. I just have to look back at my brick wall. Let's call it a brick wall. My brick wall of cells where I go, okay, cool. I posted one video and all my energy is looking at this one video right now. I have another 9,999 videos to go to care about too. I should focus on that. And once all those videos are out, posted onto the internet, I can look at everything here and see and say, I'm going to give up if it doesn't work out. I'm not going to, only then I can decide that I have done my best, I have done enough, and I have pivoted enough to be able to put out everything into the world, maximize my energy and realize for myself that it's not working. And I know it might sound crazy because 10,000 videos, even the top YouTubers have not reached 10,000 videos. I'm not talking about those channels where they're managed by multiple people and they're posting a lot. But even those channels, I'm talking about, okay, what I just mentioned was, some of the bigger channels that come from TV stations. Yeah, I'm not competing with those people. I'm competing with the solo person who is trying to figure their place in the world, and they are posting videos online and that kind of thing. I'm looking at these people who are doing the same thing, and they have not even posted more than 3,000 videos. And somewhere along the line, something changed. Whether it was an opportunity, whether it was a chance to do something new, whether it was meeting people, getting their name out there, getting their work seen, so on and so forth. And I'm looking at this thinking, if that's 3,000, can you imagine what would happen if I do 10,000? That would take me a lot of man hours, but that will give me a lot of growth. That's why this brick wall is not counted personally for me based on the hours. If I put 10,000 hours into creating the videos, I most likely can create just one movie, I think. I'm not sure how many days 10,000 hours is. Let me do a quick Google search. 10,000 hours in days. That will be 416 round up, 417. 417 days. That's about 1.5 years ish. Yeah. So I don't think that I can go by the hours. That's why I decided to go by the videos, because videos is more important. But the main point of what we're talking about today, because I'm just blabbering off what we're going, because I talked about how I create these videos batch by batch and months ago. The stuff that I know then, when I'm creating the videos now, when you're listening to this in the future, my thoughts have changed. I have grown from where I've become from, and I have new thoughts, learn new things, and engaged in things that have changed my whole perception of how I should go about it. As I'm coming to the end of this particular quarter of all these podcasts that I've created, this season, you might call it, quarter two, I was thinking about the videos, the podcast that I was creating, and I was thinking that, I'm putting in effort, not so much, I can pivot from there. And the pivot is to improve. How do I improve? How do I get faster? How do I do the work even better that will allow me to put my best work out there? Because whatever I'm creating now was just getting started. At the start of 2024, not sorry, at the start of 2025, I said that I wanted to start all these channels. I want to do all these things and all that kind of thing. I got to work, and I did. I started making the videos. I started scheduling them. The moment we hit Q2, the videos were going out, which was scheduled, and I started on Q3's videos and all the other things. So it became a snowball effect. The moment I started moving, things started going, things started being more apparent and clear to me what was hard, what was easy to do, what I could do even faster. And that all happened because I just started taking the first step. So if we translate this into life in terms of we want to grow, it just takes the first step. It just takes the first movement after the first thought about saying you want to change, you want to make things happen. Go for it. And once you go for it, it will only get better in the future. Because once you start making that move, you start to be clear what is hard, what is not hard, what can you do, what you're capable of, what can you capable more. And then you start moving forward from there. So this really parallels the motivation which I'm going at while I'm trying to create all these videos. And I feel someone can learn from this in terms of, all it takes is a little bit of willpower, a dream, and a little push forward for you to be able to start doing all these things. And it feels like I've been repeating all these things constantly. And that's why I feel that the next section of all the videos that I'm going to create, especially in the podcast, must change, because it needs to be more based back, along the lines of becoming better human, becoming better person in the world, helping other people, or that kind of thing, it still feels too general, especially in terms of Q2, the videos that I was creating. Most people just come in for one video and they go, oh, okay, sure, this is what Nick says, this is what he does, and he's not really doing anything different, which I agree. This is all the hard criticism which are coming into me, but it's true. It's the good feedback that comes to me saying that, you're not really different from any other people, and I think you can do things better. And I don't hold this criticism so much to myself that it hurts me to say like, no, I think that this is the best way and I think it should work this way. Again, you might not know how it can be better if you never tried something new. You might not know if you don't leave your environment where else can be even better for you. It feels like I'm a rapper today. It must be the espresso. The espresso hitting hard right now. So I'm feeling very hyper. But yeah, that's all that I have been reflecting on these few days, few weeks about all these things that have been happening in my life. I'm sorry that today is not really such a lesson that can be taught and can be learned, but this is just a reflection that I really wanted to draw out there because, a few months ago, I was saying to myself that I want to start all these things, make all these videos, and now I'm doing that. I am doing that. My future self is now. And if I did not start that, if I didn't have the thought and I didn't put it into motion, I would still be at the start thinking, I wish I had put in the effort. I wish I still do this. It's always a I wish or if. But we can make it happen. We can become better people. We can become the person that changes our life, and it all starts with us. The moment we start to change our life and we start to vote upon things that we believe in and we believe in ourselves, then we start to morph our environment to how we want it to be. Our life will start to change. It just becomes like that. The moment we change our mindset to something that is more positive, saying that, all right, instead of saying, I hate failure, failure is bad for me, I'm now going to embrace failure and use that as a learning lesson for me to move forward, fail forward. Use that as feedback, which will allow me to step on the next stone, which really talks about, again, what I've been going through, where all these videos, again, are not really the best of the best videos that I have created, but they are a start for me to just put it out there first, fail at it, pivot, improve. It's always a constant period of improvement. And today we're very hyper and we were really on the ball about, really improving yourself, growing yourself, and moving forward in life. This is no longer a time about trying to stay back and hold yourself in. Now it's time to let it go and unleash yourself, unleash your potential to become a better person. We're coming to the mid of the year, Q2 is ending, Q3 is coming, second hemisphere of the year is coming up. And if you have not started anything and you said that you wanted to, know that the world continues to spin and other people are going forth you. Today I feel a little bit normally I use the words of go at your own pace and take it slow. And you don't have to be so pressured by these things, go at your own pace and whatever. But I guess it came to me when I'm still having the same conversations with my friends. I'm still having the same dreams that are being put on the table without being turned into actual things. And I wish that I could have this conversation without having the judgment from my friends to say, nah, I'm not going to listen to you. Nah. The reason why sometimes we talk behind someone's back, which I don't want to say is, it is a bad thing. Don't do that kind of thing. I'm not talking in front of anyone's back. I'm just saying that I'm trying to get through to some of my friends, and I wish that I could have gotten through them. And I told them whatever I'm telling you guys right now, that I hope that whatever I say gets through to you, for you to be energized and awake, for you to wake up to finally start changing yourself. Because I and everyone around you see so much potential. Even though this is through the screen, there's so much things happening in life that I wish that you can see that we can see that there is something better for you. And it feels that you have a voice that you are not using to your fullest potential, and we are here to push you. We're constantly here to push you. And I wish that it will get to you so you can make that move and we could celebrate your achievements, you living, you being yourself. And that's just something that I wish could really happen. But in real life happens, and sometimes we become broken recorders in front of our friends, but we become gold mines to strangers on the internet. So I hope this goes out to someone feels like a kick in the butt and saying, all right, I'm gonna start going to do my thing. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say for today. I'm just very excited because there's a new age coming. There's a new format coming of video, and I'm so excited to share with you guys the next part of the journey. We're constantly improving on the videos that we're creating and the journey and learning things that I am learning. So I hope you guys are ready, and I hope you guys have a good day. That's all I have to say today, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.